Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to a new video. Today I am not going to be talking about video games, surprisingly. I am going to be talking about comic books. I shared with you guys in my last monthly pickup video that I have been reading more, not necessarily novels, although I am reading one book and I'm really enjoying it. I'm reading The Passage, which is based off of the new Fox TV series, and I think it's a trilogy. Really long book, but it's also really good. But yeah, I have been reading a bunch of comics, and I figured I'd share with you guys the comic books that I've been reading, because I'm sure some of you guys out there enjoy comic books as well. So yeah, we're gonna start off. I have a couple of books here. Okay, and we're gonna start off with the single issues. Now, I normally don't buy single issues of comics, just kind of to save space, and you know, I'd rather have a book. But the bad thing about, you know, trade paperbacks is the fact that you have to wait for them to come out, and there's just some things I don't want to wait on. All right, so two single issues here. The first one being Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is written by Jordi Belair and the art is by Dan Mora. Probably said their names wrong. I apologize. But yeah, if any of you guys know me, you know that I enjoy Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I was just that girl, you know. It definitely was a sign of the times, the 90s. Okay, it's a cheesy TV series that I really loved back in the day. I even saw the movie when it came out in the early 90s with Luke Perry. Yes, I am that old. But yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, this particular run is put out by Boom Studios. Okay, and I've never read anything from Boom before, so I'm really interested to see or find out some more stuff from them. Anyway, this is kind of like more or less a reboot. This first issue was all about Buffy, you know, in Sunnydale. And she meets for the first time Xander and Willow, who, you guys, if you know the series, you know those are like her besties. But I absolutely love the art, and the writing is really good. This is more or less focusing right now on you know, the high school slice of life stuff. I'm sure it's going to get darker, but I really appreciate this. There's also supposed to be a reboot of the TV show, which I'm not quite sure when that's coming out, but I'm definitely going to watch that. The second single issue that I picked up, Captain Marvel #1. It's written by Kelly Thompson and Carmen Carnero. Again, probably said that wrong. Apologies. But yeah, this is pretty good too. I don't know too much about Captain Marvel, all right, and I'll be honest with you, you know, I'm no comic book aficionado. I don't know too much about Captain Marvel. Matter of fact, I don't even read that much Marvel. When it comes to superhero stuff, I prefer DC, their comic books, just being honest. But I do enjoy the Marvel movies. It's weird. I'm strange. Anyway, yeah, Captain Marvel, like I said, don't know too much about her. Her movie's coming out soon, and I really do want to go see it. So I figured I do have one other Captain Marvel trade paperback, kind of like an origin story. So I'm going to go back and read that. But this was pretty good. I really do like the writing in this book. And I like the banter that goes on between Captain Marvel and Iron Man, Tony Stark's. Really good stuff. The reason I picked this up, not only because, you know, the movie's coming out and I want to know a little bit more about Captain Marvel, the reason I picked it up is because it's written by Kelly Thompson. And in the beginning of January, I actually read my first Kelly Thompson, you know, graphic novel or comic, and that's Jessica Jones' Blind Spot. And it was fantastic, guys. Again, I don't read much Marvel stuff. Don't know much about their superheroes besides like Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying? Like the main Marvel superheroes. But Jessica Jones, I mean, I watched the first series, the Netflix series. Haven't gone back to watch the second. I don't even know if there's a third. But this makes me want to know all about Jessica Jones. Kelly Thompson did an amazing job with this. It's just fantastic, honestly. It's kind of like, you know, I don't even want to spoil it, guys. Like, Jessica Jones in this particular story arc is married. I think they're married. Yeah, she's married to Luke Cage, which is cool. Okay, and they have a daughter. And just seeing, I mean, we all know Luke Cage, but just seeing the interactions between Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and the daughter, it's so cool. I'll show you guys some of the art. I also really dig the art in this one. Good stuff. Lovely art. Really good. So yeah, I mean, and there's also some superheroes that show up, you know, that I had no clue about. I actually had to go look them up. I had to Google them because I thought they were really badass characters. But oh my goodness, I love Kelly Thompson. I think she's an amazing writer. She's awesome. I'm looking forward to, oh, you know what else, guys? Whoa, before I even get to that, you know what else was really cool about Blind Spot? The fact that throughout the entire book, you'll see like other Marvel superheroes. They kind of like intertwine, you know what I'm saying? So like the Spider-Man is in there, Thor, who is hilarious, makes an appearance, She-Hulk's in there. It's just really, really good. And the end of the book just blew my mind. I almost want to buy the single issues now because I need to know what happens with the daughter. And I won't spoil it, but something happens with the daughter. And I really need to know what's going on. But it's a really good book. Highly recommend it. Good stuff. Let's see. Next up from DC is Snagglepuss Chronicles, Exit Stage Left. This was really good. It's written by Mark Russell and the art is by Mike Feehan. Okay, now for those of you that don't know, I'm not quite sure if DC bought the Hanna-Barbera universe, but they do have these series out for Hanna-Barbera shows. So Snagglepuss, and I never really watched much Snagglepuss back in the day. I think this was before my time. Like most of the Hanna-Barbera stuff, but Snagglepuss, Scooby-Doo, I watched a lot of that. Let's see, the Flintstones, I think Johnny Quest has his own, I think it's Johnny Quest, I'm not quite sure. But the reason I picked this up, despite me not knowing much about Snagglepuss, again, because I never really watched that cartoon, I picked it up because it's written by Mark Russell, and he actually did the Flintstones run, and that was amazing. If you guys haven't read that, you definitely need to check it out. It's set in Bedrock, okay, but it has a modernized like vibe to it. It's crazy. I highly recommend it. Really good read. And Snagglepuss Chronicles was really good as well. It's a little out of my comfort zone. It's set in the 1950s and it's a little political, you know what I'm saying? Snagglepuss is a screenwriter. He writes plays, a playwright, sorry. And not only is he a big pink cat that walks around in a trench coat, he's also homosexual, and people seem to have more of a problem that he's homosexual as opposed to the fact that he's a big ass pink cat walking around in a trench coat. I mean, come on, and he writes plays. Come on now, like really? But just seeing like how people treat him because of his preference was really good. And there's also, again, some more political things in here. I thought it was a really interesting read. And now I'm on board with Mark Russell. I'm trying to find other things that he's written because it's written really well. And the last two graphic novels I'm going to share with you, it's part of the same series. We have here Deadly Class Volume 1 and Deadly Class Volume 2. This looks crazy because I actually bought this years ago. I want to say about 3 years ago. And I was recently cleaning out my closet and I came across a backpack that had that book in it. And I was like, huh, you know, I knew that a TV show was coming out based on the series. So I was like, okay, let me read it. And once I started reading, I didn't finish until I was done with this first volume. It's that good. For those of you that don't know, this is written by Rick Remender, sorry, and Wes Craig does the art. He's the artist. And I actually really do like the art in this book. I know I'm saying that for pretty much all of these, but trust me, I have read some comics that I really haven't liked the art, but I still enjoyed the story. But, you know, the art is really good. And I don't even know how to describe this type of art, but I really like it. And I like the way the colors are used as well. Yeah, okay, so Deadly Class is basically like, just think of it like Harry Potter, but there's no magic or anything. This is like, you have the main character who was home, and I'm not going to get too much into it because, you know, I don't want to spoil it for anyone. But he was pretty much homeless, taken off the street because he goes to this school. It's hard to speak about it. He goes to this school called King's Dominion, and it turns out that, you know, he's recruited to come to this school, and it turns out that all the students in the school are basically training to be assassins, right? Kind of like Harry Potter, kind of. You take the magic out and it's kind of the same thing. But it's grimy. Oh my God, it's grimy. It's gritty. It's set in the 80s, which I appreciate. It's really, really good. So I have completed volumes 1 and 2, and I have volumes 3, 4, 5. I need to get 6 and 7, and I think I'll be caught up. I haven't actually watched the TV show yet. Plan on doing that very soon, but I kind of want to get further in the story, you know, before I start watching the TV show. But yeah, great stuff. Highly recommend Deadly Class for any of you guys out there. They're into like gritty comics, all right? You know, it's crazy. Really good story, really good characters, just all around good stuff. So that's it, guys. Those are all the comics that I read in January. Let me know what comics you're reading. Let me know, give me some recommendations, because I'm kind of new to this, you know what I'm saying? I'm still, I'm learning about these artists, these writers and artists that I really like, and I'm trying to seek out some of their stuff. But if you guys have any recommendations for some cool graphic novels or comic books, definitely let me know in the comment box below. I appreciate all of you guys watching this video, and I'll check you next time. Peace.